this. Hello, everyone. How are you? Yeah, I should probably put it on the table. That makes sense, wouldn't it? Actually, would you go get the, I've got a filing cabinet over there in the corner. That's it. Yeah. Just make it. Yeah, that's right. Well, no, it still need to be higher so it sees my face. You know, you got to get the right angle. I'm of a certain age, and the lighting's of a certain quality. You want to make sure you brighten what you can. Otherwise, it's just the little box over there in the corner. That's right. Yeah, you need to know how to do it right. There's a filing. There's a gray box. It's a little gray black box over there. It's in one of the corners. You want something done right. Go get it. Well, get up and find it. You know what it looks like? Burn some calories, walk on your feet. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Investor Party. Okay, so I'll just hold in my lap right now.
Well, Jacob.
As you can tell, it's been a little busy today. We've been working on creating a new program for Investor Party where we're teaching people how to build a team. And we're deciding to do it off of mobile homes to start with because we have a couple things going on. So for those of you who don't know, I started this platform, had a great idea one day because I was drunk, and I'm kidding. No, I had moved on to creating this nonprofit, and I had to pivot my business because of COVID. And from that, this idea has come about, and it's been a lot of fun. So we started doing something called Real Estate Survivor, which has been incredible. I've got 15 awesome contestants who are kicking assets left, right, and center. We're learning a ton. It's been so rewarding. So we're starting our next challenge, which is Stock Survivor. We're going to talk about that in a little bit later, but we're starting that, taking enrollment for Stock Survivor now, Stock Market Survivor, sorry. And then we're doing, we decided we're going to do another virtual challenge on how to do some real estate around the country, just doing virtual mobile home assignments. So that's what we're starting with, which is totally exciting. But we're going to get more and more growing here. And we're going to be using different things like Mobile Home Academy and things like that to make it work. Long story short, I've got still 1, 2, 3 of our team members that came into town to create this for us, with us, and they're going to share their experience this weekend. Oh, Robin's in here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a brief overview. I'm going to give this a gallery view so I can see who's here. Wonderful. Hello, everybody. Say hi. Wave, smile. You at least smile there, Jose. Yeah, you're the attractive one. Let me tell you, what you may not see from Jose right now is the man's a fucking beast. I'm sorry, excuse my French. He's a very muscular tank of a person. And he just came in 3rd place at a bodybuilder competition. And frankly, I think that's 2nd place loser. I mean, what can you do, buddy? Yeah. Hang your head in shame right now. Hang it. Hang it. How dare you smile? You're an embarrassment to everybody. Take your shirt off, please. Anyway, so it just keeps happening. My bad. So if you have questions, please ask live on Facebook. But what I wanted to do is give you guys an insight on what it's like to build a team, because a lot of people think that starting a business, or when you pay for a real estate education, first of all, it's got to be incredibly expensive, or it's got to be incredibly hard, or it's going to be incredibly easy. So we're going to start talking about what that looks like. And you're going to get firsthand experience from people who are part of Investor Party, who are helping us create this mobile home. We're going to call it a tailgating party. Yeah, let it go. Yeah, this is Bo. Say hi, Bo.
What's up?
Yo. So this is your notebook.
I know.
Okay, so you want to come over here and get in the picture? Come on over. So I'm going to mute you guys. I'm going to mute Jay. I'm going to unmute Robin, and I'm going to unmute Michael because he's here. And you and Derek. You're right. Where are you? He's on the kitchen table. Fine. So if I have to mute you because of the feedback, let us know. Robin's upstairs.
Derek, put headphones in.
Jose drove down 9 hours from Atlanta just to come and brainstorm this whole thing and get this moving. So did Derek. He came down like 10 hours from Atlanta. So we've had a crazy time. Michael and Craig came over from Coral Springs. We drove 2.5 hours here just for a day trip yesterday. It's been awesome. So we kicked assets. So why don't I have Michael?
Yes.
Why don't you tell us what we did yesterday? Tell us about what you saw from start to finish yesterday, when you got here to when you left.
Okay, so we pretty much began the day going over a brief agenda of what it is that we were going to do. There was nothing already set concrete. We were pretty much planning the day to see how it go, because it's a lot dependent on what it is that we find. So we started with going on to Facebook groups, and we began to search for properties that way. I did reach out personally to one that I heard back from today. Did you get that, by the way, Jacob? I forwarded that to you. Remember the yellow mobile home? Did you get that?
No.
Oh.
Where'd you forward it to?
I forwarded it to you on Facebook.
Got it.
It came to me as a Facebook message.
Okay, I'll take a look.
Yeah. So anyway, so we began doing that, and we also, as we were searching for properties, it also became a great mastermind. I have a little bit of experience doing mobile homes, not as much as Jose, but we were able to share some tactics that we do between not only Facebook Marketplace, but also utilizing certain apps like Let Go, OfferUp, anywhere where you can post anything that you have for sale, or go find something that someone else has for sale, because other investors and homeowners do post on those app sites as well. So they become very powerful tools when you're trying to search for homes. We also shared other great ideas. Jose shared his cards that he gives out. He has a couple of different versions of cards. Some where you would just leave them in a mailbox or on a door, and then others that are more business card like that you hand to them, which we did later in the day when we were driving around and looking at mobile homes. A lot of the homes in that area, I think all the homes that we drove were on land-owned property. They were not lease lots or in any kind of community. So we were a little caravan, and then whenever someone was walking around on the streets, we'd stop and ask them if they knew if they had a home for sale, if they knew if anybody had a home for sale, and passed out a few cards and made a few connections. One that was happening in the car ahead of us, which was Jacob. I was not privy to all the information, so I'll let him explain what the details were of that, because one of the leads I guess turned out to be a really good lead with a gentleman who did was it air construction work or air conditioning work in that area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like I said, I couldn't hear all the conversation because I was in the car behind, but it was a fantastic adventure, a great learning tool. It was great to see Jose in action, how he does his business. He's very successful in what he does. So all these nuggets of information were greatly appreciated and powerful towards our business here. So, and we've already started implementing some of them on our end here on the west coast of Florida.
That's the point, right? Like learning how to see what you've learned and actually implementing it, because that's where everybody gets stuck. Mm-hmm. You only have enough gas in your tank to do one of two things: think about doing something or doing it. Yep. They take the same amount of gas, but one of them actually has a product and an actual successful path, and one of them just gets stuck in your head and repeats a mousetrap, right? Yep. So you got to like get out of that cycle. So by coming together and doing a field training, that actually opened up a lot of people's eyes to what it actually takes to do some of this. Yep. So Jose Garcia is a mobile home investor who is one of my partners, and I adore him as well. He is just as charming as he is good looking. So yeah, unfortunately, he's younger than me, so I feel a little ashamed of myself sometimes. That's okay. We're not going to hold that against him. No,
don't
no,
hold
we
against
won't
him.
hold
I
it.
got
You can
you.
hold me all you want. Oh my. It feels so good to have hugs. Screw you, COVID. Anyway, so, right. So, Jose, you started investing when?
He's muted.
Oh, I unmuted him.
There you go.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Going on 5 years.
5 years. So that was 2015.
He was 18.
We actually started around the same time. I started at the end of 2016. We met in 2017. And we just hit it off. I didn't realize how big he was because I was always on a stage looking down on him, and it made him feel very well, I felt big. Anyway, moment over. So, but he started investing in mobile homes. Why?
Lack of funds, like most people. Real estate just was not something I could do. I mean, just, even what I thought was the best deals, I just didn't have the money for it. I didn't have the proper education, really. But I chose a different avenue, which I'm glad I did, mobile homes, and just kind of went up from there. Got one deal, another deal, and just kept growing.
Now, if you don't mind, Jose, I'm going to share some of your personal story, but I won't get too personal. He will, but I won't. So what I want, what? So what I'm going to do, what's that? Oh, the face is a bit dramatic there. Don't make that face. Let's see if your Botox were off. So what we're going to do is, not for long.
Not like what you were trying to go do.
I know, I'm so disappointed. I got to go next week. So anyway, Jose, tell us about your traditional education.
Tell you what?
What do you want to tell us about your traditional education?
You mean the school system? Well, I don't care to share the story. I actually like it.
About it. Don't share it then. But it did not. The school system failed you.
Yes, it failed me, and I dropped out of high school in 9th grade. Never went to college or finished high school really, and that's all I got. 9 years of education. One of the
smartest individuals I've ever met. That was so cool to see you. And it's not that you're a super brilliant genius person, but you had a goal and you kept to it and you wouldn't stop until you got it. You built systems to get there, which I think is wonderful. One thing that you're very good at explaining when you have your mentorships, your coachings, and working with everybody is you're very good at saying, okay, this is what you do. This is the system. You build a system, you want them coming to you, you want off-market properties. And it's not just saying it. When we drove around the parks, we actually went and talked to the neighbors as they were walking around, put business cards in mailboxes, walked around some vacant, abandoned mobile homes. We worked on social media. It wasn't like it was anything incredibly difficult. It was just a method to the madness. So you just set something up and you constantly repeated it. And then you got success. It was awesome to hear how many mobile homes he wholesales in a month. How many do you wholesale in a month on average?
I mean, now with the education that I'm doing, because I do coach students, and that is definitely picking up, taking a lot of time. So something I'll have to restructure, try to be more time conservative with. But right now, if I can do 5 a week, that's good with the education.
Wholesaling 5 a week. A week. That is 20 per month. Guys, do you think you're playing small? The man's doing 280 wholesale transactions a year. Feel small yet? Like, okay. I'm okay with that. Even if, yeah, a little tiny. Even if he just makes $1,000 on a finder's fee for them, that is $280,000 that he could potentially make in a year, if that were a consistent 5 every week. Isn't that awesome? I mean, who wants that problem?
All day long.
Raise your hand, they can see you. There you go.
I'm shaking my head, yes.
Okay, that's
Mom.
fine. Yeah. So.
No, I'm mom. He's
Thank you.
dad.
Like, I did call the other parent to help. So anyway, it was so cool to see what goes on. And it's not about the price tag or the price point or what other people think it's worth. It's about solving a problem and getting under contract and selling it. So we literally got to see what was going on. So I'm going to actually pass it over to these two, and well, Derek's gone. Oh, he's over there. Okay.
He's chilling.
I want you guys to talk about what you experienced this week. All right. So it's only this week. It was yesterday and today.
Yes.
So
feels like a week.
So speaking. So based on what we're doing, yeah, really, just we did a lot. We did a lot in 24 hours. So what was the thing you're taking away most, Bo?
It's just getting in the field and doing the work, like seeing like the process firsthand, especially doing like just a drive-through of a community. Like we went to 2 yesterday, we went to 3 today, and just driving around, seeing what's for sale, seeing what's for rent, seeing what looks like it's in complete like utter need of help, and then figuring out how to like compile a list, and then working with everybody here to, all right, we have an address, what's the next step? And then we've got somebody that's trying to source phone numbers, so we can start making calls and then figuring out things. And we even started making some calls this morning. Pam got a hold of a couple people. So, you know, yeah, that's just how it was. So it's cool to see the process and be involved with it like firsthand versus virtually this way. So
The cool thing about mobile homes is you can do so much virtually, which yesterday we started. We started doing a lot of our networking and our marketing on Facebook. Facebook Marketplace was king. Jose's 4 bites, we did what he told us. There's also what my girlfriend, Shamin, who does this stuff, she talks about Marketplace and OfferUp and 5 Miles. So we were doing all of these things, joining pages left, right, and center for people who are in the area, buy, sell, whatever, wherever area you're in, and just like searching and adding those things to it. Creating templates where you actually have your ads and your posts where you can just copy and paste and move them over, so you do them once or twice a day, and they're already made for you, so it doesn't take up as much time or brain power. And ultimately you can outsource it, right? So the idea is, if you're doing this as a team, one person's going to be in charge of either one segment of the business, or everyone's in charge of a smaller segment of a section of a business, right? So if there were like, say Pam did 10 pages of on Facebook and put those up, and Bo did 10 pages, and I did, that's still 30 pages that we would have been able to do together in the same amount of time. You know what I mean? Versus like, it works really well. So you can be part of a team and making those things work. Pam, what did you take away? Now Pam is a broker. She's been around forever. She's like a 15th generation real estate broker. Her great grandparents were not only pilgrims that bought, you know, Virginia, but they also were Native Americans that owned like all of the Appalachian range. So she's been around forever. So
Long before realtors were around, right?
Exactly. Her family started the Realtor Association.
I'm a vampire, don't tell anybody.
So go ahead. What was the
I think the main takeaway was, you know, we had tried starting this last year, actually. I tried starting this with Jessica, and we were going out and we were looking for for mobile homes and things. One of the takeaways is we were doing it the right way, but the other takeaway is sort of what you were saying: the accountability, the breaking it up into systems, and repeating it. Just repeating it over and over again. And the fact that, you know, the first few phone calls, you're not going to get a hit necessarily. You know, you got to keep going and going until you find a deal. And that's the work that's involved here, is, you know, looking for the gem, right?
Yeah.
Or something ugly to make it a gem.
Right.
The uncut gem.
I mean, well, for instance, like yesterday when they were talking with Michael was talking with Jose about for meeting the air technician, the guy was literally like, well, they just sold this one right across the street like 2 days ago. So, you know, we got in there a day late and a dollar short on that one. But he was like, no, I'll take your card. I'll pass it around. I'll give it to anybody I know that's wanting to sell. And, you know, and then we even said, for every person you refer to us, you know, there is a referral fee if a deal gets made. So, you know, I kind of like, he's like, cool, I'll help you, you help me, you know, it's a win-win, so.
That's true. So, and it was interesting going through, the first park we did a caravan all the way through. It was 3 cars. It was hysterical. It looked like, you know, a parade. It was ridiculous. But we got out, we looked at some abandoned homes, so on and so forth. And then the next park we went to, since we all knew what they were looking for, we split up. So we were able to cover the entire park in like a third of the time, because we had everybody looking, they knew what they were doing, and we compiled the list, right? So then, what happened next? I'm actually going to call on somebody, Derek, and then I'm going to call on Rob in a second. So what do we do after we like got these numbers, we put them all down, we're listening to what your coaches had to say? What happened after we made all this?
Spreadsheet. right? And we took all the addresses, all the numbers, and organized them nicely onto Google Sheets, and was able to share that through everybody. And then went on, gave it to Robin, actually passed it off to the next team member. You know,
You passed it off to the next team member.
imagine that. Yeah, right. That's awesome. It felt good. You know, get that little piece completed, hand it off, get it back, and then make some phone calls. I mean, it was pretty simple. Yeah.
So did it feel like you had less overwhelm knowing you only had to be a part of something?
1,000 times less. Yeah, for sure.
So the value of building a team that was doing it with you, knowing what your responsibility was,
Yeah.
made the difference.
Yeah, for sure.
Sure. For those of you who don't know Robin is
You're muted.
You're muted and there's an echo.
there we go.
There you
Yeah,
go.
he's at my dining room table. So there's a whole lot happening right now, okay? I think Robin's upstairs in a bedroom, and then Bo's
Disappeared.
peeing. So other than that, don't tell him I said that. It might be number 2. Anyway, so we pass it on to Robin. And Robin, who Robin is our skip trace expert. So she took these numbers. Actually, no, we got home, we put in a spreadsheet, like Derek said, then she took the numbers and she skip traced them. Robin, what was your part of the process like?
Well, that's what I do. So, I mean, it was simply finding the phone numbers and finding the names, because you have to have names in order to get phone numbers.
It took you how long to do that?
5 minutes.
There you go. Derek, how long would it have taken you to do that?
A year.
By the time he would have gotten it done, the deal would have actually not only gotten to right, but it would have rotten and fallen to the ground and made it hysterical. So that's what we did. So we actually made the numbers. We started, so we put the numbers there, and we had the list. We updated our Google Docs. We shared it amongst the entire team. And at that point, I believe that Michael and Corey had to leave because they were driving back home. They came here for a day trip, 2.5 hours each way.
Yep.
So that's how much they wanted to learn and what they were able to do, which is really cool. So after we did that, we started formalizing what we were up to and what we were creating and so on and so forth. It had been a long day. We had started at 8 o'clock in the morning, and this is about what time yesterday?
Probably it was
That
about
we finished the
5:30,
Yeah.
between 5 and 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was 5 and 6 because we had an 8 o'clock.
Yeah, we had our 8 o'clock book club. And so, we just kept going. So we created that idea, and then we laid out our plan for the next day, which is today, okay? So while you're dead tired over there, I'm gonna pass this now over to Jose. Jose, what did you have planned for us today? What did we do?
Today, go ahead and start making phone calls. We can structure this whole thing all day long. We'll always be changing it because we can always better up, but we need to start locking up deals. That's where the money is at. Me and Robin actually drove to one of the mobile home parks on the way up north, before I headed out, and we did see 2 of them. There were 2 available, plus the one she has, of course, but we put offers on those. So hoping by the end of the day, I don't know what time it is now, or tomorrow, if I don't hear anything yet, we will be checking on that. But we did put 2 offers on 2 homes that we saw. So
For those of you who are scared of money and being broke and all this other stuff, would you talk about, now keep in mind, I'm in South Florida, all right? This is a very ritzy-titsy area. The average price homes are ridiculous here. Some mobile homes are less expensive, but they are still relatively high end usually until you get some that need some problems. So even in our market, because they drove around, they found off-market deals, they put offers of blank on these 2 properties. How much did you guys put offers on? Like, what was the dollar amount for these 2 properties?
one of them, they're asking $7,700, I think. We checked it out.
One was 12,000.
12,000, that one. Okay, well, we put $3,000 offer on that one. The other one was $1,250, $1,250. Is a little more distressed, but like I was telling Robin, I actually went through the numbers with her, and we offered $500 on that one. So,
Did you guys hear what he just said? He offered $500 on a mobile home that they were asking 12,500 on.
1,000.
1250.
Oh, 1,500 on. Okay, got it. The other one was how much?
12,000. The
12,000.
other 12,000, yeah.
You offered 3.
Right.
Okay. So that's something I see a lot of people get so stuck on is they look at a price tag like, oh, we can't afford that. No, you can't afford it. You go in there, you use your education, you see what needs to be fixed, you work backwards, you make an offer that makes sense. The homeowners don't know. So why are you going by their prices? Why are you worried about what they're saying, for crying out loud? Go in there, use your education, work backwards, make an offer that works for you. Someone who cares. Their feelings don't get the deal done. If you can back it up and say, hey, you got to replace the floor, you got to replace the roof, this is a piece of crap, you're going to have to take care of some stuff, right? So then you explain it, you make your offer, you're good to go. Stop worrying about what they want. This is what you can do for them. And if that's the best you can do and they need it bad enough, it's a win-win situation for everybody. Don't hurt yourself because they want too much for their property. So let's talk about because I know people are gonna be, oh my God, $500. So if the property, the mobile home that had the $500 price point, if they take it, what has to be done to it?
Floor, there's a section, and I got some pictures I'll be happy to share, but the floor needs to be redone in one section in a bedroom. Probably paint the whole house again just to bring it up. Nothing major, crazy. The roof is okay, no leaks. Just basically updating it, but I estimated it probably tops 3,000, which would cover repairs, holding, and so we'll probably be in 4,000, 4,500 max in the same property.
And then, so you'd be in for 4,500 max. And what would the plan be? What would it sell for, the ARV?
So we would flip it and obviously offer financing with maybe 3,000 down payment and sell it for about 22,000, give or take.
Hold on.
Wait.
Let's go through that again. Do you have a question, Pamela?
No.
Yeah.
I love the numbers.
Yeah. So keep in mind, he'll be seller financing this because a lot of the parks don't allow for renters. They went homeowners only. So you offer financing. You're not a landlord. You can sell your own property, right? So say you are we were on the shameless, this one right here.
Shameless Sherlock plug.
Hey, Sherlock, everybody, you know that.
So anyway, he's going to be in it. He made an offer for $500. He'll be in it for 4,500 total. Get 3,000 out, which is a down payment. It's just it's what you got to put down to buy the home, like if you're buying a car. And so he'll be in it left for $1,500, selling it on financing for $20,000. How bad do you think of this way? If they make $500, if you make $500 a month on that as your profit, that means he has all of his money out of that transaction in 3 months.
3 months.
And then the rest of it's all profit. Okay. Isn't that cool? So mobile homes on their own, when you actually just have the trailer, the vehicle, because it's a car, those are a cash flow strategy. So when you have a low barrier to entry or you're having some obstacles, these have a great return and you can actually get your money out quickly if you know what you're doing. And at that point, all the money that's coming in is a passive return. It's fantastic. So you're able to generate a passive income. Now, it's also part of the earned income strategies because you actually have to go there, find the property, rehab the property, find the tenant buyer, offer the financing, manage the note, and then you're getting those payments. So it's both earned and passive income, right? Because you have to have sweat and check equity in a deal, right? Which is great. But for those of you who are just starting off, you could just wholesale this transaction. So, Jose, what would it look like if you wholesale this transaction?
Yeah, that is an option. Maybe we can do that as well. Probably 3,000, 3,500, I will let it go, which is a killer deal for any investor coming in, taking that same property for 3,500, and I pocket 3K, pay the park their 500 if they accept it. Everybody wins.
Questions on that? What's somebody saying on Facebook? I always feel there's something on Facebook. I never see it. Good. Jennifer, yep. So you're there. Good. So therefore, I know Jennifer had a question. Oh, I'm actually going to ask this. Jennifer, this is for you. So for people who are, we get asked a lot. One of the best things that we do to create an urgency for buyers to go on is we offer social media marketing, period. We go on Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace. We do all this stuff to get buyers. This is what people fail to understand. Jennifer, this is for not just you, but everybody else in the room. But I want to make sure you say, because I don't want to forget you on Facebook, people. You have to build a buyer's database, you have to build a seller's database, and you will ultimately have to get partners, right? So there are three different things here you want to consider, guys. And that's called building your brand and building your business. They happen simultaneously. What I love that Jose, you explained something brilliantly yesterday that I want you to repeat. The importance of building your buyer's database first. Why is it so important to start at that point?
Why is it so important? All right, well, I mean, technically you should have a buyer's list first with criteria as to what they want, and then you know what kind of product to go and get. That is essentially how it works. What you don't want to do is start locking up deals. I mean, by all means, lock them up. If it's a deal, it's a deal. You know, you always have a buyer somewhere. But if you're wholesaling, time is sensitive. You don't want to be scrambling trying to find a buyer at the last minute and having to pull out. So, you know, get your buyer's list up and then see what they want. And then based on that, maybe you can go find them the product they need. Again, it's a win-win.
And do you have any special buzzwords you use to create your buyer's database?
Yeah, I mean, I would start with, especially if I get in a new city, county, state, wherever it is, I'll go to Craigslist and look for we buy mobile homes. You're finding other investors, other wholesalers, and that's what you need to start networking with immediately. If you find investors, connect, see what they're looking for. Win-win again. I mean, let them know what you're looking for. If they come up with that, they don't want to do anything with the deal, call you and vice versa. So build them that way. Posting ads on Craigslist, Classified, Let Go, wherever. Just basically, we have inventory. Email us or message us. Just, again, see what they want. Get that criteria, keep these numbers, and you start growing your buyer's list.
So when you're looking at the actual tenant buyer, the homeowner, not the investor you work with, but that's definitely one part of it. When you're trying to market for buyers, tenant owners, what does that ad look like on Craigslist?
If you're trying to advertise what now?
For just the tenant owners, the tenant buyers.
I mean, same thing. All mine are short, straight to the point, very direct. I mean, I use pictures on some. I mean, just basically calling out for them. People will reach out to you if they know you're selling.
So let me see if I can be more direct here. What words do you put on there, short, sweet, and direct?
We buy mobile homes, and my phone number. Looking to buy mobile homes in any condition. Need to sell your mobile home today? Call me, my number. Don't go send it. You're writing a book. Nobody's reading that. Make it very direct. So something like that. Back owed law rent, I will pay it. Sell today, your number. And the list goes on.
Now that's for sellers. That's when you're trying to attract the homeowners. What if you're trying to attract the home buyers? The other side of the transaction.
That's not, I have a good problem. Too many buyers, not enough product. So when it's time to sell, I mean, just posting one of the mobile homes I have on there for sale, it just spreads. The biggest thing with that,
how did you build the buyer's database to get that problem?
Posting other homes, even one that I'm selling. You know, you're going to get a ton of messages. Obviously, you can only sell it to one person or one investor, whoever it is. But all those people that message you, you know they're buyers. Keep those numbers. That's one way. Another way you can try this, and this has got me tons of buyers, is a property, a mobile home that I've already sold. If I'm going to start in a new county, city, wherever, I might go toss it over there and post it like I'm selling it again in that area. I don't want to call it fake ad, but whatever. But you put it out there, and of course you start seeing how quickly people are messaging, and obviously you'll start learning the market as well. But, you know, something like that, I'll let them know immediately, this one already sold, but what are your specifics? We have more. And again, just start getting that buyer's list growing. That's another
Yeah.
option.
Good. So that's what I was trying to say, because it's no different than like you and I are both realtors, right? So when you are a real estate professional, like a licensed professional, when we do our advertisings, first of all, when you're in traditional real estate, listings are your bread and butter. We go for listings. We go for more retail things. So because when we have our sign in front of a house, the neighbors all drive through and they see your smiling face and your phone number all the time. So that's the best marketing for a traditional real estate agent, right? So then we use that, and that's where you get all the postcards that say sold or coming to market or new listing, and we advertise that everywhere. We blast it out. We build our business and our brand that way. That's all he's doing. So if you have a product you've already sold, you can actually use that because that's your business. So he's doing it in a way that works for him. What I would do if I had a mobile home that I have already, or any property that I either have for sale and I wanted to go into another market, I would say, hey, this is for sale. It's just say, oh, well, that's in a different market. So, or it's already sold, whichever is best for you. But what are you looking for? I'm actually getting some inventory in your area. I can actually keep you in mind, and I'll put you on my VIP list. And you just start building that relationship. So if you do the same thing, you're building your brand. Stop worrying so much about the specifics. Just put an ad out there. I don't care what it says. We have mobile homes. Want to buy one? Here's my number. Try it. See what works. But do what works for you. There is no right or wrong. It's based on you. So, but you're not going to get anything if you keep just trying to ask everybody else's opinion. You've got to put something out there for you. This is your business at the end of the day, right? So what works for Jose is not necessarily always going to work for me. In case you can't tell, we have slightly different skill sets. Just slightly. So what are some ideas that you guys would have to attract buyers to build your buyers database class?
Well, Jacob, I just want to add kind of to that. I think one reason that Jose is so successful is because he has consistency. He's constantly posting. He's posting in all of his platforms, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook groups, Craigslist, classified ads. And it's not like he's posting it on Monday and then again on Thursday. You know, he's posting to all those platforms twice a day or more every single day. And so people start to become familiar with the people that post on a consistent basis, and you get credibility. He showed me a post today that he put in LinkedIn for one that he has for sale. And somebody commented, I'm looking for one in Fort Pierce if you have one. So he doesn't have one, but guess what? If I were him, and I don't know if we talked about this, but I would start looking for one in Fort Pierce because now he has a cash buyer ready and waiting in Fort Pierce to buy one. So it just it grows and expands your coverage of where you're going to be putting them under contract. And he didn't even have to do anything. They're now coming to him. So I think that's key, just consistency and being credible. He's becoming credible just by doing that.
That's exactly, I'm so glad you mentioned that, because one of the things I talk about in real estate, with the real estate party plan and everything we got going on, is you're creating your demand so you know what to supply. If you're just going out there looking for mobile homes, you don't have someone to come, or any home, you don't have anybody going in there to buy it, you're wasting your marketing money and you're wasting your time, because you don't know if the people who are watching you want that area. So because he said, now we know he wants someone wants something in Fort Pierce. If Jose decides to go and market in Fort Pierce for something, he's not wasting his time. He's looking for a 3-2, this condition, in this general area, boom, here's his buyer. So he didn't waste his time, right? And then now we see how quickly he acquires properties. It's just a matter of a few weeks before he actually gets somebody who can sell it. Much more efficient. Jose,
I can say, I'm sorry, go ahead. I can say one thing that I took away from this weekend. Now, I've been in real estate for 15 years, construction 18 years, wholesaling for 8 years. So sometimes I walk into a room and I'm like, what the heck could somebody possibly have to teach me that I don't already know? I've been doing this for forever. But the one thing that was really impressive to me was how he was just bold in his in making an offer. You know, like, what's the worst thing that gets it? And they were asking $12,000 for the one that we looked at today, and it was decent. I mean, was it worth 12,000? I mean, we just put one under contract for 7. I don't think it's as nice as the one we have under contract for 7, but you know, I would have said maybe it's worth 7-ish, and he just went in at 3. I mean, he knew right off the bat. He came, he was like, we got back in the car, and he goes, write $3,000 on that line. And I was like, what? We're going to offer what? Like, he doesn't care. It's like, oh, well, there's so many out there. What is the worst thing that could possibly happen? They say no. You know, so I think so many times, and I am the same way. After I left him, I was actually calling him on my drive home to talk about the one that I already have under contract. And again, been wholesaling for 8 years, but this is my first mobile home. I've never done mobile homes before. And he said, you sound really hesitant in your voice. You sound like you're scared, like what's going on? And I'm like, oh, it's just my first one. And he said, well, don't forget you had an island under contract. And just that one sentence, it was like perspective. You know, we get caught up in our head. We get caught up in our fear, and fear can overtake everything and all your emotion. And if you just remove all of that, then you can just go forward and just do everything that you could possibly ever want to do just by removing the fear. So for me, these last 2 days were amazing. I learned so much. I'm so impressed by him. If I would have paid for this weekend thousands of dollars. I feel like what the information we got, we are all going to be very, very successful in buying mobile homes and flipping them. And what I'm also excited about, which we talked about at dinner last night, because, you know, again, you're in this for so long, you get caught up, and he goes, how come you don't just seller finance them? And then, you know, you're getting that passive income every single month. And I think we get caught up in, I need money now, and we're not thinking about the 3 years ahead of time and the 5 years ahead of time. And he's right. Why am I not thinking about that? Why would I rather have $3,000 today wholesaling it, or would I rather have a $3,000 down payment and then, you know, a $400 rent check come to me every single month? Or I'm sorry, not rent, but, you know, rent to own kind of situation. So
I'm so glad you said that.
yeah, it's so good. I highly recommend whatever you plan on doing. This weekend was fantastic. Learned so much. I'm excited. I'm exhausted. I need a nap. I have enough bags under my eyes to go to Mexico, but it was great.
What's funny is it was only been like 30 hours. It hasn't even been a full weekend. It was yesterday
Or
morning.
a full week.
It's been like, there you go. But this is the cool thing. So, and I'm so glad, Robin, I could kiss you for saying that comment. Oh my God. All of you on Facebook that are watching this, you think, I need a wholesale. If you say that to me one more time, I'm going to backhand you. I'm going to come through this computer screen. I'm going to smack you until I bruise your face. You're going to call the hospital. Knock it off. No, you don't have to start with wholesaling. You have to solve a problem. Solve a problem. Then when you come across something you don't know, you pick up the phone and you either use your lifeline or you find people who can help you and you figure it out. You're surrounded by smarter people. If you don't know what's going on, congratulations, other people do. Just use your team. And if you're negative or nasty to your team, they're going to cut you out. So add something, even if it's just a smile, add something to the team, okay? If you don't know, and Robin, that was exactly what I wanted you to say. If you don't know how to offer that type of financing, we will teach you, right? That's just what you do. So I'm on the other side of mobile homes. That's actually one thing that Jose and I had in common, why this all came to be. Jose does all the legwork, the grunt work, the dealing with the people, well, he's a manly man and speaks with a low voice, a southern twang, and he can like lift things with like pinky. And he can relocate the mobile home by doing a bench press and throwing it off. It's kind of intense. Hey, how you doing, Jose? Anyway.
It's confidence.
It is confidence.
It's confidence. That's what it is. Like he doesn't, no offense, Jose. He doesn't have anything that any of you don't have, except he walks in the room and he demands presence. Like you feel him and you feel his energy because he's an expert in his field, but you can have the same amount of confidence because you have people like us and Jose behind you, and what you don't have, what I don't have, Jose has, or you have, Jacob, or what you guys don't have, I have, and that's part of this.
I said last night, you don't be intimidated by not being the smartest person in the room, because you're always with people that contribute to something at some point in time.
Exactly.
Everybody's got something to contribute, even though, yeah, sure, they might have leaps and bounds of knowledge ahead of you. There's still something that you bring that makes you just as smart in a different capacity. So don't belittle yourself just because you don't understand something, you know?
100%. 100%.
There are so many things you guys can learn from all of this, which is really, really crazy and cool, and so many tricks. But you won't appreciate them until you actually go out there and do it, right? So what I did was I actually used to buy, like, say, Jose would start to buy. He would create seller financing notes. Well, I would get a group bundle of them, and I would sell them to other investors. So I was on the note buying and selling transaction. I did the paper side. Right, that was I just fell into it, and I didn't know what I was doing, but I figured it out, and it's like, oh, it works really well. I had people like Shemin helping me. I had people like Maria. Jose he's one of my power team members that does a ton of stuff. So I wanted this idea, okay, how do we automate this to make it something virtual in the time of COVID? Ironically, we all did it in person. So it's engaging to be around like-minded people. That's a big thing. I feel like that's something else I wanted to talk. Actually, Michael and Pamela, I want you guys to talk, or Derek, if you're able to, I want you guys to talk about, like, what did that do for you guys this weekend? You didn't just do it, you're on your own. What did you guys take away?
You need a team. You can't do this alone. Everyone has different strengths. You know, right now I feel Jose's here, and, you know, we come up with deals. I have no problem throwing the information his way, because I wouldn't know what numbers really work.
Different asset class.
Yeah, it's a different asset class. I may have sold hundreds of houses, literally, but I haven't sold a mobile home. So yeah, it's something totally different, and it's we all have different strengths, and it's great to know that we can rely on each other, and it makes it that we can get it done, which is the important part. There's a lot of moving parts, you know, between just the social media side to being on the ground, boots on the ground, finding things. There's a lot, and it can be overwhelming, and it's great to know that we have a community.
If you know you're sharing the learning curve, it makes it less embarrassing to go through it. I think I love learning. I love being the dumbest person in the room. I love it.
Misery loves company.
So what did Sarah, what'd you take away about the community aspect?
I mean, exactly that. Like, you know, we're not an island, right? I mean, we can't be an island. If we are, we're going to be like the poem said, the boot of the badass. You know, I mean, chasing. You know, we're chasing something we think we want when we can be patient. You know, chasing something we think we want causes misery. Whenever we just be patient and let everything attract to us, then, man, you can breathe. You know, it's so much easier.
I think we got so much more done because we were sharing things throughout this, right? We were sharing all of this knowledge. Oh, Louis is coming on, good. We shared tasks, we shared responsibilities, insights, questions, and what was funny is nothing was stupid or small, right? The idea that we have, and this is what we're going to be doing with our virtual mobile home challenge, which is going to be based on what the coachings that I do with Mobile Home Academy and what Jose's been doing and what we've been doing with Investor Party, is we are going to be building each other's businesses. Literally, Jose has just expanded into South Florida by doing this. His business is up in Georgia, Tennessee. He's in 6 different states, right, Jose? Or 6 different states?
But you know what the real beauty that I think is, you know, being the boots on the ground is just like a section of what has to be done. And that, you know, we can still participate and work together and make profits together by doing other moving parts that have to be done.
Mhm.
I mean, it's only so many hours in a day, and yet if we, you know, if we're doing one section, someone else is doing all the social media marketing and all the other stuff, setting up the notes. I mean, there's so much that can be done, and we can do so many more.
Mhm. And then you don't feel like you're overwhelmed. So if you're trying to do this on your own, the very first thing I would do, guys, is join a team. Make a team. Like, that's why we have all these Facebook pages and these groups. And so you guys can actually go out there and find people who you click with and make a team.
And when you're a part of a team, everybody gets a ring.
Oh, well, okay.
You know what else that I loved about, and I know I keep saying this weekend, but the last 30 hours is that, we looked at over 50 mobile homes. We were all busy. We equally contributed to it, but not one time did anybody on the team say, what's in it for me? What am I going to get from this? How much money am I going to make now? It's like, this is a group effort. We're all in it together. And how can we help and support each other? And if you don't understand the value of your network and you're only concerned about what it's going to do to your bottom dollar, you're not going to get very far. So that is why I love this group. We're all in it to love and support and encourage each other, and what you lack, another person has. And that's the best thing about this group.
I loved getting the feedback from everybody. Like, all of you were, because, I know a thing or two, and Jose knows a thing or two, and Robin knows a thing or two, and Pam knows a thing. Everybody knows a thing or two, right? So we all came together and we were just, let's try to create a system that we can all use our strengths with and make it grow. And then we're going to scale it, right?
Right.
So and it goes along with what we've already been teaching. It's the same thing. It's just, okay, you guys are seeing it done. There's something about seeing it done in person or participating in person makes a big difference. So like Jackie, and Nelson, both of you guys are an investor party, right? So you're doing Real Estate Survivor. We're doing the same exact thing, just virtually with you guys. Carlos, you're there as well. So what are you guys noticing by doing it on Real Estate Survivor?
Doing the work as a team?
Yeah.
Way easier, way funner, less depressing.
Taking massive action, and we all have each other to keep each other accountability is really important.
What about Carlos?
I like the teamwork, the support.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's funny. Well, I'm getting back to you in a second. But Leanne's there. Again, the common thing, guys, is if you're having a hard time, you're probably doing it by yourself. It's okay to not know the answers. You know what's funny is you'll get in a group. There were a couple times this weekend where none of us knew the answer. Like,
Yeah, and
Okay.
I think that was the best time
yeah,
because we knew we were all in the same boat.
yeah.
And so
Then we found out the answer, or
We
we
got
made
the
it up.
answer.
Whatever. Most of the time, the answer didn't matter. It was
Right.
fine.
Right.
It was just the action that made the difference. So we actually created a formula that goes along with a lot of the Mobile Home Academy training that Shemin created, that Jose does in his mentorships, that I've done with my back and paper trading stuff. Like, we've created like a system that we're going to be putting into the virtual challenge to get people up and moving. But the bottom line is it's not even about the mobile homes. It's not even about the fees. It's not about the commission or whatever it is. It's about the teams. Because even when it's done, like for those of you in Real Estate Survivor, do you guys really think, after you've been building your business from scratch, that seeing each other go through this and supporting each other, do you really think at the end of a 3-month challenge, do you guys think you're not going to see each other anymore?
why wouldn't we?
Well, I don't know. Derek's gonna be driving everywhere, so we may not see him for a while.
Yeah, but like I pick up the phone and talk to Steph. I think we're learning more and more what each other's strengths are, and when I have questions on things that I feel I need an answer, maybe somebody else is going to know that specific section. I pick up the phone and say, "Hey, do you know? Can you help me?"
You know
And-
who your who's are.
You know who what?
You know who your who's are.
The who's are, and that will also, I mean, I come, okay, I come from a different generation, and it's not even my generation, it's my mother's generation. And it was very much a don't share knowledge mindset, because you're competing in sales. When you're competing in sales, you always need to have an edge on someone. Well, I have to say, millennials, Gen Zs come at things from more the way I'm more comfortable doing it myself personally, which is community. With community, you build more than you can ever do alone. My mother worked like a dog. I mean, she was top producer for many years in a company, in a Century 21 company, but she did it the hard way. I was her support. That was it. But if she had built a team, we could have been 10 times bigger. And that's what I see here, and actually what I love here. I mean, I'm always blown away with how much everyone is willing to share their knowledge and their information, and not say, I never feel anybody's holding back. We're all in this together for each other to help, that if we'll all move along together, we're all going to grow and become larger together, which I think is beautiful. I love it.
Really great.
And I love this.
It's really amazing.
Yeah.
So when you guys are using your Facebook groups, like for this is people who are on Facebook right now, if you're on a group page, ask for help, but also offer something. And remember that the community is worth far more than anything you paid for any training, whether it's Investor Party or it was with Elite, or I mean, dear God, how much money I spent on building my business. It's like we were talking about that yesterday, right? Derek spent quite a sizable amount of money. I spent more than that. And then after I spent money I didn't have, I spent $40,000 to get started that I didn't have. And then I continued to grow. I've spent over $100,000 building my business. Yeah, guess what? That and I tried spending my money to make $1 million. That's not how you do it. But now, because of what I invested, I've been able to meet the most amazing people, and it's worth so much more than that. I think that makes sense. Jose, why don't you jump in here? Talk about what you felt, what you got out of this weekend. What did you enjoy? I mean, you were the mentor for it. You had the systems in place. But what did you get out of this experience with us?
Networking. And like Bo said, everybody has something different to bring to the table. So I learned a lot while I was there, from you, from everybody. You know, it's just sitting there and brainstorming, trying to bounce ideas. You always pick up something. So I learned a few things that I will be implementing.
Awesome. Okay, so we'll go back to gallery view.
While you're doing that,
Yes.
the other thing, just to build off of Jose's credibility just a little bit and maybe brag upon him, is that when I was with him today, his phone rang nonstop, and it was all people either looking to buy or sell their mobile homes. So he's at a point right now where he could, if he chose to, could sit back and just wait for his phone to ring. So, a lot of people can talk the talk, but when you're sitting right next to somebody and you're watching their phone ring and you're listening to the conversations that he's having, it says a lot about a person. So he is the real deal.
Thank you, Robin.
Now, the thing is, he didn't start that way, guys. He faked it, just like everybody else has to.
Yeah.
Right?
And I love, he's not just about, let me just learn this and keep it to myself. He's doing the coaching. He's teaching other people how to do it. He's doing mentorship. He's teaching kids. I mean, that's what this is about. Not just, okay, let me have all this great information and just share and keep it to myself. He's sharing it with other people and teaching others how to do it. And it's not expensive. His program is not expensive at all. So he's worth it, every penny.
One of the things that we did, the idea this came about was because we're all trying to grow and expand. So there's something that Robin, by the way, if you guys don't know, Robin's like my other brain. Like I can't function without Robin. It's kind of funny. Funny story yesterday, but we were starting at 8:30 yesterday, and yeah, Robin and I kind of both overslept, and Michael arrived at the door, and I sleep in the nude, by the way. So I jumped up, threw on some jeans and a shirt. I think I put it, yeah. And then I just like, yeah, no, I'm up. I've been great. I've been meditating, you know. And then, and to be very fair, he was half an hour early. So, you were there at 7:45, girl. Yes, you were, and I love you for it. I appreciate it. I should have been up. Thank you. But the point is, I got up, dragged him and Corey over to Publix, and Robin and I, like, I didn't even see her. But she sent me a message saying, I'm getting the bagels. I'm like, great, I'm getting the cream cheese. And we got back together. We threw a party together in 30 minutes or less. It was awesome. Like, my other brain, thank you so much. I was going somewhere with that. Hold on. Yes. So last week we were looking at a mobile home, and it's one that we have under contract right now. And people will relate to, someone's going to relate to her, or someone's going to relate to me, or someone's going to relate to Jose. Someone's going to relate to somebody, right? This seller actually related to Robin, because she was also a mother. And we were like, why is she selling this home? It needs nothing done. It's in great condition. She's not making any money off of it. What's the story? So while I'm out there looking and trying to see what's the catch here, thinking that like there's probably like, I don't know, like meth hidden in the panels somewhere. Like Robin gets the real story because the poor woman had just lost her daughter in a motorcycle accident. There are just too many memories there. And that was when I was like, oh, it just breaks your heart. So it's not sometimes guys, it's not about the price tag or what's going on. It's about this woman needs help and she wants to move on. And she's going through something that no one should have to go through. No one, right? So if you're not out there making those phone calls, which she did, she and her this is part Lewis, they make phone calls and cold calls and everything that went with it. If they weren't so bold to do that with whatever skills and knowledge that they had, knowing nothing about mobile homes, but knowing how to make phone calls, that woman would still be hurting right now. Could still be hurting right now. So if you aren't taking the things that you're learning and applying it, people out there are hurting and they need you. They need your knowledge. You've got to get out of your way. You just got to pick up the phone, guys, because when you find that first person that you're able to help, and they're just so grateful to have you show up when no one else did, you don't care that you don't know everything or if you look stupid.
I told her flat out. I said, I've been in real estate for a really long time, but I've never purchased a mobile home before. I was honest. This is it. This is, it's transparent. She shared something. She was vulnerable with me. I was vulnerable with her. And, she moved up her closing date for me. And, she's trying to like push it along.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
You do such a beautiful job with that transaction. You really do. And Robin and I have have a condo closing with Lewis tomorrow. Yay! That's been going. That was our COVID frustration. So we finally have that, 120-day closing, it feels like. Yay. And then the kids are going to flip it. So that's kind of cool. So what time is it? I want to make sure I don't take up everybody's. Okay. So we're at 4:03. I'm going to start wrapping this up. Jose, you were so awesome this weekend. We're so glad that you came and you came to support us and build this with us. So excited to be part of increasing these systems, helping you expand, sharing your knowledge, getting it's just going to be such a great experience overall. I'm so glad about that. Do you have anything you want to tell everybody just to help motivate them and get them going?
Get started. Get it. You're going to learn all the education you can as you go along. Learn everything you can before you get started, but get it on. Just get started.
Just get started.
Just do it.
No right or wrong way to get started. Just get started. And so for those of you who've taken Mobile Home Academy, or those of you who are part of Jose, he's got his YouTube channel, which you need to follow, and his Instagram and everything. Follow his Instagram, his YouTube. Anyway, he's got like minute-long clips and stuff like that. It does whatever training you're taking, guys. That's what worked for that person, and it worked. That's the thing. It works. But you got to adapt it, right? If this is your grandma's pot roast recipe, It was delicious when grandma cooked it, but for some reason it tastes weird when you make it, right? So you got to adapt it. Just adapt it. You have permission. Build your business in your own image, okay? So but you got the steps. That individual who created that training has paved the way for you. So you can make your own different mistakes. So go make them. Be bold about it. I love that word that you used, Robin. Brilliant. So Elise, do you have anything you'd like to add?
I don't think so today. I'm so happy for you guys and jealous that I wasn't there this weekend because I can see already everything that's come out of this experience that you guys have had and how we're going to build on it to do more things. I'm really excited. So thank you guys for taking the time again to go be together and put it together and make it happen. This is super exciting.
Thank you. It really was awesome. It's last night we were talking at the pool, and we were saying that socially distanced, of course. We were saying how. Well, anyway, so don't lie, you're doing it too. So we were talking about how in the middle of this global, this Mother Nature grounded everybody globally, and where everybody felt so isolated. I love the fact that so many of us have come together to create a community where everybody else feels alone. I'm so glad you guys are part of this. You've made this entire experience so much more rewarding. I know I would have been, if I hadn't had this and I didn't have the kids or Robin, or at least if I didn't have this stuff, I would have been in a bad place. I would have been in a really bad place. Can you guys relate? I don't know. You tell me. I would have been.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I'm so glad to have a team. I'm a control freak. I like to do everything myself. I feel like nobody can do it as good as I can. But I love this group, and I love the fact that I can rely on you, and I can just call any of you at any time to ask you a question or say I need a little help on this, or hey, I looked at Jose's website today and I was like, hey, let me help you with this. Make it a little bit better for you.
I need help. Yes, thank you.
Yeah. And I can do that. So why not? Why not do that? And it's not like I was like, hey, Jose, I can help you with this, and I'm going to charge you $1,500 to do it. No, I'm going to do it out of the kindness of my heart because that's what we do for each other. So if I can do something, the amount of knowledge that he gave me over the last 24 hours, it's amazing.
So anyway, we were just trying to tell you guys, look forward to this coming up. We're going to have the tailgating mobile home training party, something. That's the working title. We're hoping to be doing that. We're launching Stock Market Survivor. We're doing that this week. So if you guys are interested in learning the stock market and learning how to trade with Emily and myself, you can go to stockmarketsurvivor.com. We're holding that open for the rest of the week. We are capping it at 10 individuals. There is going to be a charge for that one, but we just get on the list, then you're going to get an application, and we'll have a selection. You'll be able to go through that. Again, we have to protect the community, so we're trying to make sure people are honest and actually follow through. If I give you a survey to take, so I have your personality, so I can put you in the right group, and you don't fill that out, you don't get in because you don't follow coaching. It's that simple. You have to follow the coaching. That's how we know it works. So, but yeah, if you want to learn about the stock market course, go to stockmarketsurvivor.com and you can apply there. We're going to do that till the end of the week, capping at 10 people. That one, I believe we are going to charge as our first product that we're offering. And so for Emily's time for the 2-month course, 2 nights a week, it's going to be $997. For those of you know where that is, okay? And then we are going to teach you how to trade. This one's going to come out next month. We're actually putting it together right now. So we're going to do the virtual mobile home training next month. Now, if you're in one of the groups, each one of you is going to get a different code. So I will let you know what that is as time goes on, and that code will give you a VIP investor party incentive. So keep an eye on that. Did I miss anything? All right, anything you guys want to add?
Just do it.
Just do it.
Do it.
Just do it.
Don't be afraid.
Jamie, congratulations on you getting your flying license, by the way. That's amazing.
Thank you, Jacob. Thank you.
I'm so
I'll be flying down to the next one.
Yes, that's awesome.
Yeah, he's getting his pilot's license. That's incredible. I'm like, dude, that's a
Thank
huge
you.
milestone.
It's a dream for a long time.
Yeah. How many hours do you have to fly to get your license?
70. I might do in 65, but yeah, at least 70.
That's plane.
Yeah. So.
What size plane?
Oh, a small plane, Cessna.
Okay.
Cessna, yeah. That's the first license. You fly in Cessna.
Well, that's
and, then you build up, yeah. I'll be good with a Cessna for now.
I can't wait to see you fly, man. They want me to plane. I'm a little nervous about it. Leanne, how was your weekend with Tony Robbins?
Pretty awesome and pretty exhausted now. It was 12 hours every day at least.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it was virtual?
Mm-hmm. He had about 23,000 people.
Wow. I saw that. I saw that on Instagram. I saw the room.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was, he was in the, due to COVID, he was pretty affected. So he invested on sport groups. So every sport groups are closed down. And of course, his conference, he traveled everywhere to speak. So everywhere is closed, so he can't speak. So he have to pivot to a different mindset. And the mindset was he invests on this area in Florida. He set up the studio and it cost him about $4 million. So he reinvent and rework out and everything turned out pretty well. Yeah, I didn't imagine Zoom can actually host so many people. And we have many, many breakout rooms. Yeah.
I can't believe, I didn't, yeah, he must have, that's probably why we had such bad service yesterday on Zoom, because he took all the bandwidth. Kidding. And he's up here, he lives in Palm Beach by us, so it's like, oh, cool.
Yeah, maybe you get to see him.
Yeah.
He's stationed there now more.
Mm-hmm. So Joanna was also there.
Yes.
Which is so cool. I can't wait to hear more about. We'll talk about that tomorrow on Survivor. I can't wait to hear. I'm so excited to hear about that. Anyway, so guys, you are amazing. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you. If you've got questions, please reach out. Like us on Facebook. You can find Investor Party. We've got a group page. We've got a go to investorparty.com if you want to join the party. If you don't like me on Facebook, I don't know then how the hell did you get this? So that's about it. You guys are amazing. Mwah! And we will see you next time. Wednesday, we are learning about options trading, and then we'll tell you about Friday later. So, mwah! See you Wednesday at 3. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Jacob. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.